All right, there, we should be live. Yeah, so let's go ahead and continue from number 9 here, creating a performant lazy list. So yeah, last we covered was state hoisting. So basically working with all those different remember states, right? Like we have these different mutable states for the onboarding screen. So if, I don't even know if I can go back actually, I would just rerun it. But we wanted to essentially create a screen that showed up like this, welcome to the code lab. And then if they haven't seen it before, they would be shown this. If they haven't clicked on this button, sorry. And then if they do click on the button, then they would be shown the greeting screen. And then you have these two different rows. So now we're going to create a list, I'm assuming. So here, what they want us to do is they want us to change the default list value and the greetings parameter to use another list constructor. So let's see what that looks like right now before we even get into it. Yeah, as of right now, we only have, I guess, a name being passed into this composable function. Let me see if I have another one. Oh no, wait, greeting screen, was it? That's what we named it, I think. Greetings. Yeah. So this one is referring to greeting screen, which is down here. And this is what we had set up before. We had a defaulted list containing world and compose. And that's what we see here, world and compose, hello world. So they want us to modify that so that we have a list of, I guess, 1,000, items, and this would represent whatever the index of the list is. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. We're going to be a list. And this is going to be a type. Oh, we don't have to set it there, but we could just say a string technically. So that'll be the index value of the actual item. Cool. Let's see what else. Yeah, so this creates 1,000 greetings, even the ones that don't fit on the screen. Obviously, if we were to do this using like a standard list, not a dynamic one like recycler view, right? The old school way to do it. It would be really, really slow, probably, to load all that at once. But yeah, it seems like LazyColumn, like I said down here, LazyColumn and LazyRow, they're basically a recycler view. So it's going to render whatever is visible and then load as the user scrolls down. So that's going to be fun to use and learn about. Let's see. So LazyColumn apparently provides an items element within the scope where individual item rendering logic is written. So it looks like this, where we have the LazyColumn with a modifier, and then it has items here. And I'm assuming that this is just denoting whatever items we're going to be passing to it. So in this case, I would be names, which is the list that we set up here. And then we're basically grabbing that name and creating a regular greeting row, kind of like the one we saw here. I think that's what they're trying to tell us. But any questions so far before we keep going?
No, so far so good.
Sounds good. So currently we have a column. That's about it. That's what we see here. And we are going to replace that column with a LazyColumn. And then within that, instead of saying for name and names, we're just going to grab this items, API call or whatever it is that we have available to us. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to replace this for a LazyColumn. And then down here, it does say to make sure to import this. I guess there's a different items function being defaulted. I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that we have the proper import for that. Oh, wait, did I already copy import? No, I didn't. So I'll load that up there just so it knows. And we're going to say items instead of all this stuff here. So let me go ahead and place that items. And then I believe it's item equal, or items. Is it plural? Let me see. Yeah, items equals names. All right, so it knows what we're talking about. And then in here, we want to basically pass the name to the individual greeting, which is this function that we have here. All right. Perfect. That seems good to me. Let's see if there's anything else that they want us to add before we run. So apparently the LazyColumn doesn't recycle its children like RecycleView. It emits new composables as you scroll through it. Anyone want to dive deeper into this? Or have any additional insight that hasn't been written here?
No.
Gotcha.
To be honest, I haven't written a LazyColumn.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and any of the apps I've been working on.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, yeah, then we're all gonna dive a little deeper. Well, this is the end of that number 9. That was pretty short. Okay. So apparently it's just it doesn't recycle, but it just keeps emitting these composables because it's apparently a cheap operation, so we don't have to worry about it. That's good enough for me in the meantime while we learn it, so I'm not gonna dive into that too much. But the next step is gonna be to persist. So before we do that, let's go ahead and run just to see that we're actually seeing what we're supposed to be seeing. So this should be changing to the list of indexed values. So let's see what it shows here. Yeah, so hello 0, 1, 2, all the way to 1,000. And yeah, they all work the same way as the other ones did, so that's pretty cool. Now let's go ahead and dive into this persistence. So our app has a problem. If you run the app on a device, click on the buttons, and then you rotate, the onboarding screen is shown again. Let's see. Do I have it set up? Yeah, to auto rotate, I do. Okay. And yeah, it does show again. What was that?
You know, that one thing, and the other thing, if I recall correctly, the internal state of each element is not being remembered.
Right. Right.
That's something I found very interesting.
And you're talking about like when we actually
yeah,
when we click on it, right?
Yeah, if you expand the state,
right,
and you scroll all over until it disappears, it restores the state.
Like number 23, I clicked it, and then yeah, it went back. It collapsed. Yeah, you're right. So that's definitely something that is important to note for sure. Let's see if they cover it here. Hopefully. Yeah. So we saw that, and the remember function apparently works only as long as the composable is kept in the composition, right? So when we rotate, the whole activity is restarted. So all the state is lost. Cool. Configuration changes also does that, and process death, right? Closing out the app, etc. So instead of using remember, you can use rememberSaveable. Okay, and this will save each state, surviving configuration changes, and process death. So instead of using remember here in the show onboarding, which we saw earlier, we're just gonna put rememberSaveable. Now I want to kind of know the difference, and maybe you guys know, but what would be the difference between the two, or when would you use the two? Is there like a drawback to just using rememberSaveable all the time?
No, Saveable. rememberSaveable do survive configuration changes.
Right.
Like that, but only during composition.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Composition and recomposition.
All right, so let's go ahead and update it. And that should be up here. Yeah, remember savable. Savable. Go ahead and rerun it. And well, they want us to try the rotation, right? Because that's the configuration change. So let's go ahead and do that first. Which would be just rotate here. And it should remain. Okay, so it does remain. Cool. And then the other thing, I mean, that I'm not sure if that's even covered right now, because we've only covered this one right now, which is the onboarding. So we're still going to have that issue with the collapsing when we scroll down and up. But I do wonder if that's going to make a difference at all. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it's basically just talking more about how it shouldn't go back to that state once we go past the onboarding screen, unless we have exited the app, I guess, previously. And yeah, that's pretty interesting that, I mean, we've been able to do all this stuff, right? And it's literally like, I mean, this is all extra, but for the most part, there's not that many lines of code, right? Usually when you would create like a recycler view, right? You have your adapter, you have to worry about all this different, I guess it's more verbose in that sense, right? Like you have to create all these different things and set them up properly. And here it's pretty crazy that you could just do that by saying, oh, LazyColumn or whatever. And these are the items, and here you go. So that's pretty cool. It's good to see. And I'm assuming it's a little more efficient, but I don't know. Maybe I won't use it as much. Pedro, you mentioned that you haven't really done that, so that was interesting too. And let's see what's next. So they want to cover animating the list. So there's like a little bounce. You can barely see it here probably. But when you expand it, there's a little bounce to the actual item. And there are multiple ways to animate your UI. So I guess there's a couple things that are already provided. I'm not sure if they're going to be covering any third party. I don't think so, but let's take a look. So yeah, it sounds like they're just using something that's already built in. Animate DP as state. And that'll return a state object whose value will continuously be updated by the animation until it finishes. Okay, so if we take a look at the code here, there's a thing called extra padding. And it's what we had before, which is how we expand and collapse. And that's up here, I think. Where is it? Extra padding, there it is. So previously we just had this, which was a standard variable with us checking the expanded value, right? And then if that was true, so if they've actually clicked on the item, then we expand it to 48 dp, the padding itself, and then otherwise it would be 0. But here, all we're adding is basically saying animate dp as state, right? So like right now, and it might be again slow, but as of right now, when you click on the item, it just kind of expands, immediately. There's no bounce animation, nothing transitioning that expansion. So I guess let's go ahead and try adding, that by animate DPS state and see what happens. There might be something else that we have to do. I don't think so though. It seems like that's about it. Yeah. Run the app and try the animation. So let's go ahead and do that. And yeah, it looks like this. There's no like, equals or whatever necessary for this one. So by animate DPS state. And then in here, we're going to put basically our stuff. So, oh, they want a label? And this is for what exactly? Let's see. Oh, for the animation preview. I mean, they didn't talk about this here, but I wonder if there's like any sort of, I guess, standard for how we should label that. Have you guys run into anything similar?
What do you mean? The label in the animation?
Yeah, because they want us to add a label parameter, right?
Yeah, that's for the previewer. There's some, I haven't used it too much honestly, but there's a feature where you can also preview animations, and then that label showed up there, so it helps you
Oh,
out,
gotcha.
to figure out which animation is which.
Ah,
But nothing else.
okay, so it's just for
pass a
us,
string, any string, reading animation, whatever.
right? So it's just for us, basically.
Yeah, for the debugging, no, sorry, the previewer, later for the previewer to be able to identify it.
I'm gonna put that item
Okay.
padding navigation.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I haven't used it much, but I know Android Studio has like animation preview, and I think that's
That's interesting. I'll see if I can find it, but or maybe they talk about it.
Pero you use the previewer or you run on the device directly?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Oh,
Well,
I know what I recall. That's something fairly new in Android Studio. It's for you to run like frame by frame the animations.
Yeah.
But I don't recall. Let me see if I find it.
But I'm saying in your normal day-to-day, you go to
Animations in Compose? No, not really.
no, but in general, any view, because
Right.
for me it takes so long, man. When the project is kind of big, it takes so long to render, and I'm pretty much straight going to the device and see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, really.
No, that makes a lot of sense. For now, like we're just gonna go run through it. Maybe they talk about it, maybe they don't. But that's interesting to know. I did not know that. So, and I know they talk about at least on the label, it actually says like the animation preview. They do mention that. All right, so they want us to, just run it. We already tried that out. So it is on my end. It's animating as it should. You probably can't see it since the screen share is kind of slow or buggish, but it is working. So, and then, this is talking about what we were basically discussing, which is that individual items, when we expand them, we scroll and we go back, they'll collapse. Like they won't retain that state. So we could use the same thing that we used earlier, which was rememberSaveable for the individual items. So we could probably do that, I'm assuming here in this expanded state. And we can give that a try to see if it actually retains it. So let me rerun it. So I'll do number 2 here. I'll scroll down a little bit, go up. And it's still there, so it means that it's working. Great. So let's see what else they want us to do. So animate DP. Yeah, what's up?
You were saying that it required the label?
It didn't require it. It was like a warning. You could just remove it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. It should be set so that animate as state can be inspected in the animation preview. That's all it says.
Oh, okay. Because I did all of it without.
Yeah, no, you can keep it. You can run it. It won't do anything unless it's red. I mean, at that point, it's probably like an error. But right now, it's good. But I'll keep it because I just hate seeing that squiggly line. All right, so let's take a look here. So it seems like we can provide an additional parameter to this animate DPS state, so we can customize the actual animation itself. So they want us to do something like a spring-based animation, which is right here. I'm assuming it's gonna bounce more. Yeah, here, like in the preview, you can barely see it, but it basically bounces down, goes up a bit, and then down again. So it's like springing up. It seems like we're only adding it here to the extra padding, so let's go ahead and do that real quick. And actually, I want to take a look at that source, because I noticed that the actual label warning pops up, but everything else I wasn't sure. So yeah, we see here the animation spec, and then also finished listener. So I'm assuming after the animation is done, what do you want to do with it? You know. So that's cool. That's good to know. So let's go back. So I'll go ahead and add that in between the label here. It's going to be the animation spec. And that's going to take this sort of spring thingy. I don't know what this is at all. I haven't checked it out at all. But let me take a look. Yeah, we can even control some of the threshold for the visibility, which is cool. And I did see some of this in the code lab. So that's awesome. I'm not sure how many animations there are here. I'm not sure if anyone's here is familiar with, you know, animation period for Compose. I don't know why it's super important to note in this case, but I mean, it's a nice thing to implement, that's for sure. So let's take.
I made a couple of them in the app, but yeah, there's nothing else than what you see. Basically, they have, you know, exactly. There's many types of animations.
Yeah.
This one is the animate DB as state. You can animate colors,
nice.
dimension, size, everything. And
Nice.
there's another that comes with a transition, which is the one they advise if you want to play many animations or many transformations on one specific object, you use that transitions. And there's another ones that it's because this is like the lower layer.
Right.
You know, on top of that, they build animate content, which is a composable that wraps. You put a view, and then whatever, whenever it changes, they animate by itself. You don't have to do anything.
Oh wow.
So things like that. But this is the lower layer, you know, where you have the ability to place different values.
Right. No, that's cool. I mean, I figured there was a lot of new things to do, but
no, it's really way easier than the previous system. You know, like with the old system was crazy.
Man,
but
I remember.
It's so simple. Yeah,
yeah,
so simple.
Like I remember one instance specifically where I animated some. What was it? I animated some emojis. So like when you tap on an emoji to react, it would just create like a lot of emoji or the same emojis popping up.
Like
and I did that without Compose. I was doing that with views, creating those layers. Man, what a mission!
No.
And to make it look like natural, because you know, doing it all at once, it just looked weird. Yeah, it was hard. But anyway, that's pretty cool. That's good to see. So we're going to be using the ratio is going to be damping ratio, medium, bouncy, or whatever we want to do. I guess that doesn't really matter at this point, but yeah, we can go ahead and add some of that stuff. So this takes the damping ratio, and then takes the what's it called? The stiffness. So we're going to use the spring medium bouncy, and then spring stiffness low. All right, so let's run that. Probably won't be able to see the animation, but I'll see how it looks. I'll let you know. I'll report back. All right, so it's pretty cool. I mean, it's a nice thing to have for sure. Like, I think it's something small that makes the UI feel a little bit more natural. Because a lot of times just seeing the thing open up, it's kind of weird. So it's nice that it transitions in that sense. But other than that, I have no idea why why this is part of the Compose Essentials. But let's take a look at what else we have. All right, so they're mentioning here that they're making sure that padding is never negative. Otherwise, it could crash the app. That introduces a bug that they're going to finish or wrap up later, I guess. But I'm not even sure what they're talking about here. Like, yeah, obviously the padding hasn't been negative, but I didn't think that was something that we had to mention. Is there a reason you guys think that that's being mentioned here or no?
In my opinion, I think that it's just a security blanket, just in case anything causes the padding to go negative or
Right.
less than 0. So it's better to be safe than sorry. For me, that's
Right.
what it means. Of course, like you were saying, we obviously don't have it at any negative values, but you never know
Right.
what could actually go and set this thing to negative 0. So.
Yeah. I mean, usually, like, at least as far as I'm concerned, like a lot of people, I don't think they would put any negative value, right? Like, it shouldn't be the case, but for the most part, I've seen it. I have seen negative values in code. So maybe that's just like a heads up, like, hey, if you ever see an animation bug, it's probably this too. So that's good to know. Let me see. So yeah, they mentioned this to make it more natural. There's no like time related things. Cool. So we tried all that stuff. So this is interruptible, right? Okay. So if it does change at any point during the animation, it'll restart it and point to the new value. But they look natural, kind of like this. I don't know if, no, you cannot see that, but it's basically just opening up and down, and it transitions it naturally, so it doesn't look like, a crazy jitter or anything like that. Yeah, and they're just talking about different types of animation. Here's what you mentioned, Pablo, which was the color state, and
Yep.
cool. I mean, I don't know what else. Are they just showing us the full code? Yeah, they are. All right, so it sounds like we wrapped this one up too. That's a quick night. All right, so we're getting to styling and theming. This is probably pretty important. So let's see. Yeah, so far we haven't touched anything color theme related at all. We've just done the little padding work. But let's take a look here. So let's open up the theme file, which is going to be under UI and theme. See if I can zoom in a bit. All right. What was it? All right. Go to see right here. Cool. What is this? Let me go ahead and close this out. I don't think we need that. And oh, this is for the preview. Wait, what? So I'm not sure why this has a preview. I guess because of this. Cool. All right. So let's take a look at what they want us to do here. Material theme and the implementation of the actual theme that we have. So down here, I do see the material theme. Okay, so at the bottom. And let's take a look at what else. Yeah, material design stuff. Okay. So because our app theme wraps material theme internally, my app is styled with the properties defined in the theme. From any descendant composable, you can retrieve 3 properties of material theme: color, typography, and shapes. Okay. And this is how we do it. Okay, so we basically can just reference material theme because we have it within our actual app theme, right? And basically we could just say material theme dot, typography or content or color throughout our app. All right. And yeah, we can create our own text style. They also have predefined text styles like display large, headline medium, etc. Okay, cool. So they want us to basically do this within our actual app. So let's go ahead and I guess go back to the, what was it? Or do they want us to do it here? No, that's not it. Okay, so they want us to go back here and modify, where's the column? Is it for the onboarding? No, it's not. I think it's for the greeting.
In my app,
Yeah, but where is that actually? Let me see. My app.
check on create and not check the meta on create.
Oh, there it is. Wait,
I think you have
on create this one.
yeah, there. There it is.
Gotcha. All right, cool. So this is what we have for the surface, and then we have our theme here. And they want us to, yeah, but see, they're referencing here. I see the fill max size and all that stuff, but they're referencing here the column, right? And
Yeah.
for,
It's,
what was that?
no, can you go back to the cola?
Yeah.
So what they're saying there, okay, text console sample also textile.
Yeah, it's, I think it's for the greeting because it has here the hello.
Yeah, probably it is. And then, oh yeah, because it says hello and the other text composable has a style, material,
Right.
typography, headline, medium.
Right, so that's going to be a little bigger, right?
Yeah, so if you go back to Under Studio, then check in the project structure. No, go to the project structure.
Mm-hmm.
Open theme.
The theme, all right.
So here is where you're going to define all the theme for your app. For your
Right. Right.
So
Yeah, that's, mhm.
if also if you go to type, they separate it. I have it in one file. I have type color in one file. So here they have commented here other default text styles to override.
Right.
So if you uncomment those,
Mhm.
and then you can change whatever value you want here.
What is this?
Gotta come on there. Okay.
Yeah.
So, for instance, title large. If you go back to any of composables in the main activity,
Right.
let's find one text composable. That one, the one
Over here.
welcome. So at the end, you add style at the end of a string.
At the end right here?
Yes, at the end of, I don't know the property to the composable. That should be called style.
Oh, I see it at the bottom. Yeah, I see it.
So you have two options here. Either define the text style yourself,
Mhm.
okay, but that's not ideal because you want to have a theme and have the style reuse.
Right.
So that's where you define it in the theme, because your own theme extends from material theme. Anyways, you can refer to the standard theme name. So it would be material theme dot typography dot
Right.
large or label large or title large.
Yeah, and then that'll update like the onboarding.
And yes, that's
Gotcha. Oh wait, there's a preview. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, it just made it a lot bigger, like the actual text here on the onboarding. All right, cool. Yeah, so they basically want us to do that for the items, like the individual items, it seems. So like here, we have hello, and then we have the text style set up for the name that we pass, which is the index value. And I think that's it for that one. So let's go ahead and do that here. Yeah, right here. Material theme dot typography dot, which one was it? Headline medium. Okay, cool. All right, so let's rerun it. As of right now, this is what it looks like. Nothing major. And now, yeah, it just became a lot bigger. So that's cool to see. All right. Welcome, welcome. All right, so let's see what else. Yeah, they want us to basically keep everything inside that material theme. I guess to make it more, reusable and just keep it all in one specific place. But I see here that we have something new, which is we can modify a predefined style by using the copy function. So basically, this is a way for us to use headline medium, for example, and override that to whatever individual value we want to, or values we want to set to it, right? So like here they do font weight, and they've replaced that with extra bold.
Oh, that's correct.
Cool. That makes sense. Makes sense. I figured they would have an easier way to do that, or a different way to do that, I guess. But
Yeah, the thing is, if you don't have your designer match your design of your app style exactly as material guidelines,
right.
then you will have to do this because, for instance, personally, the designer provides to me a text, and it's like body text, or I don't know, 14SP, a normal weight, right?
Right.
But then they want another style which is basically the same properties of the style, but
Right.
the only thing that changes is the font weight. So this is why they allow you to copy.
Yeah, instead of having to create a completely new one.
Yeah, and also to create external, let's say, variables to the material thing. You can do it, but it's a lot more work than
Right.
having to do this just copy and replace anything that you want.
Gotcha. No, that makes sense. I mean, it's a lot similar to what we used to have in the view system, which is in the layout file, you set up a style, you use whatever style you have predefined, and then if you need to update anything, like the font size or whatever, you just put it in there. The only difference is that we're using, copy directly here, this function. So that's what they basically did. They added just font weight of extra bold. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Copy, and then we're going to say font weight. All right, cool. So we should be seeing these numbers a little bit bigger, or not bigger, but bolder. Let's go ahead and run it and see. Yep, that's exactly what it shows. Let's see what else they want us to do for this code lab. I think we're almost wrapped up. Okay, so dark mode preview. And yeah, let's take a look at the preview actually, because I've been running the app, but I want to see what the previews look like now. So we haven't really touched that area too much. They've just been sort of updating as we make the changes, but they're going to talk to us about dark mode previews now. So hopefully that's something that is going to come in handy that we're going to use later on. So let's take a look. I know that we talked about before that we could set it for different devices, sizes, etc. So I'm sure there's a lot more configurations that we could do, and I guess this is one of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to add an additional preview annotation to our default preview. And the only difference is that we're going to have the the UI mode here to say night yes or whatever. We're going to give it a name of dark, and then it's still going to be show background. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. As for the default, Where is it? Or did we? I think we renamed it, right? Yeah. Greetings. Should be this one right here. Yeah, that's what we have. And I remember because greetings was the screen that we decided to go with. We named it greeting screen instead. So let's go ahead and let's do this real quick. An extra preview on top. So show background true. We're gonna have the same width. We're gonna say UI mode is equal to UI mode night yes. There you go. And then what was the last thing? Oh, the name. Set up a name for it called dark. All right, and that should be that. And here it is. So this is what the dark one looks like. And then the regular is right there. Cool. Obviously, it doesn't look much like dark mode. I mean, at least to me. But I do see the changes. I see the difference. So it looks like it's inverted almost.
I think it's because in the default theme, they provide the dark mode comment is comment. So if you comment it out, it will change.
Which one? So the
Wait,
default theme.
There.
Oh, I see. Oh, like comment this out?
No. That's the dark theme.
Right.
And this is the light color theme. So you have to define every property for you to see the right thing.
Gotcha. Well, that makes sense. That's good to know. So thanks for explaining, but let's go ahead and see what else they want us to do here. So yeah, it looks the same, the previews. And then they do want us to change it. Cool. So they want us to change some of the colors. So they want us to go by adding, so we want to add new colors, to the color class. So let's go ahead and head over there real quick. Actually, let me copy this because there's no way I'm writing all that. And I'm gonna add it down here. Now we're gonna go to theme and we're gonna assign that those new colors as our light color scheme. So I think the only ones that, well, there's a couple things that change. Like I think we don't have surface on that one. Yeah. So we're gonna add a surface and then on surface and then primary and non-primary. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, so surface, on surface, primary. And they wanted blue, color white, light blue, and navy. Oops, light blue, navy. All right, cool. Anything else? Go back to the main activity. It should change. It's still running, still rendering the previews. Should she? Let me see. Doesn't look any different right now. Or did it change already? And maybe I didn't notice. Looks the same. Yeah, it doesn't look like that. Wait. Oh, they don't actually change. That's because by default, your preview will use dynamic colors. Okay. If we go to theme, there's a Boolean for dynamic color right here. And the Boolean set to true. I see. So let's set it to false. Okay, now we're seeing, I guess, something different. Still doesn't look like that, but it's different. They want us to do this, or maybe this is, no, this is something different too. Okay, so they want us to do something similar for the dark color theme. Blue, navy, and whatever that is. Can anyone say that? Because I can't. Chartreuse? Is that what it's in?
Chartreuse? I don't know.
I've never even heard of that color. I don't know what that looks like. So let's see. Theme. So let's go up here. And I'm just gonna do this to avoid rewriting all that. They want dark, was it? I'm already messing it up. Blue, navy. Navy, and then that new color. What is this? Oh, this thing. Looks like a
Chartreuse.
yeah, it looks like a key lime pie. That's what I should name it. Key lime pie. Key lime. There you go. Go back to the theme.
Greenish yellow.
Look at that, on the money. All right. So if we were to run the app, we can see the colors in action. All right, so let's run the app, see what happens. And then let me pull up my device here. I do see the greenish yellow. Let me set up dark mode. So 1 sec. That's not it. Where is dark mode? Oh, this is an old device. That's why.
That's Android 28, right?
Yeah.
I think you have dark mode there, but
It's probably somewhere else.
yeah, you have to go to settings and then display.
Right, I'm not gonna do that. I know it exists, but I'm not, there's no way. All right, cool. So this is what it looks like at the end. All right, so yeah, we learned a little bit more about theming. I know here that they didn't even change the dynamic color, but for the most part, that's okay. It's cool that we could modify some of that stuff, or force it, I guess. All right, let's see what else. Finishing touches. So you apply what we already know to create this. I guess they want us to do the same thing, except some rounded edges on the items. They want our show more button to just be an arrow, downward and upward arrow, and then some text for the items. Cool. Let's do it. So let me go ahead and just modify the theme again, just to set this to whatever it was before. And then and here, so they want individual items to be rounded, first of all. So the individual items that we have are set up here, greeting. And I guess that would be something that goes in the surface. Is that correct?
Yes, you're right.
All right, cool.
Have shape.
What was that?
Shape.
Oh, it's a shape. Is
Yeah,
it within the surface? Yeah,
yeah.
shape.
It's a shape. And also the shapes are defined in the material theme. So it should be material theme, shape.
Look at that.
And now
Corner.
a lot of shapes. A lot of shapes. Also, you can modify them in your theme. You define the DP and the roundness of your shape.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's good to know.
Those
And
are
the theme.
defaults. Those are in your own theme.
Oh, like in my own actual, like down here. Gotcha. Yeah, so I do see that they're already rounded. That's pretty cool. And that was actually a lot easier than I expected. Yeah, I know that rounding in general, like before, was not that easy. So let's see what else they want. Yeah, instead of show more, they want that little button. So this is within here. We have the elevated button. Now the elevated button, I think that's what's giving us that rounded shape for it. I wonder if there's a different type of button that we have to look at. This is the button class. I'm not sure if there's anything in here, but or we could just say button, I guess, and just
Yeah, you could use just button.
Yeah, and then just pass it whatever the
an icon.
icon, right?
If I let me check. I don't recall if there's an icon button or something, which I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see one there, but
Yeah, there's an icon button.
oh, a specific icon button. Oh, let me just do
There's
this
a
icon.
composable called icon button. Material design icon button. Icon
Wait.
buttons help people take supplementary action with a single tap. They reuse when a compact button is required, such as a toolbar or image list.
Right. Now, this is some references to icon here, but this is just some other stuff. All right. Okay, so let me take a look at this real quick. And they wanted some text also. So let's start with the text, actually. Make it easier. And then we can deal with the button. So we have the row, we have the column with the 2 text fields. I'm assuming we just add an extra one, an extra text field here. And yeah, that's going to contain whatever the text was, which it seems like just a placeholder text, a lot of it. So I'm just going to go ahead and do one of these. Oh, wait, we got to go back, make them strings. I'm going to do one of these. Make it easier for us. Just copy and paste that. All right. Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, and then the button itself, we got to change it now. Well, that's a lot. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. I added way too many. Let's remove a little bit. Some of this. All right, that should be enough. Anyway, so yeah, this button is not what we want. So let's go ahead and just try this a regular button, and then this regular button. Let's see if we have some option to modify what it looks like, I guess, or if anything, I'll just look it up on Google because I don't want to look at the code that they have down here. So let's take a look. Compose Android button icon. All right. So here they have. Wait. Oh, they created their own button, I guess, or their own composable button function or whatever. And then here they have some sort of image vector that gets referenced where else? Down here.
Use this. Use that. Use a code.
Oh, they actually have an actual icon button, composable.
Yeah, Yeah, I told you. I was looking for.
Oh, I thought you meant like it was something that you had to.
Yeah, I told you there is a composable icon.
Oh, my bad. My bad. Okay. All right. So let me put that in here. And then I'll do this for the text, I guess. Well, actually, there's no text.
You don't need the text.
Yeah, we just do the if expanded.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. All right, cool. So we don't need this the content description. All right, so that's good to know.
Yeah, you do need the content description for accessibility purposes.
Of course, but for now we're not doing that. Okay.
It is mandatory. You have to add it.
Oh, you have to? It doesn't take it otherwise?
No.
Oh, that's crazy. Which one is it? Is it this one? Yes, it should be, right? Yeah. All right, cool. So we'll add it in there.
Yeah,
and since
that's the search icon. You should change it.
Of course, yeah. Would it be a drop down, maybe? Drop down? I'm guessing it. Yeah.
Arrow.
Look at that. Let's see if it updates to it.
There is a whole library of material icons. Let me see if I find it.
I mean, I don't know if we need that specific one, of course, but if I had to guess, it's probably not filled. So let's take a look at this icons and see what I have here. Maybe default drop down. No? All right. I wasn't it.
There you have outline, you have fill, check the fill, check the outline or the charts.
Fine, right?
Yeah. Try to check if there's a chevron, maybe. Chevron down, chevron up.
Oh, that could be a good one to try.
Yeah, anyways, if you press dot and the space bar, it should show the recommend suggestions.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like, wait, you said the which one?
Remove arrow drop down.
Right.
So type dot and then
Oh, you mean just to see what they have? Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
that it is.
Oh, yeah, you can actually see it there. Cool. It seems like.
Delete. I think it's expanded.
Oh, here it is.
Where
Keyboard
the-
arrow down.
or, yeah, we can use that for now. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't sound like it's that, but for now it's fine. All right, cool. So we're basically gonna say if expanded value, if it's true, then it's gonna be up actually. Otherwise,
Remember, you don't have to use expanded or value. We can just use directly if you're using the by delegate, we don't have to type value.
oh, you're right. Wait, I've expanded in that case.
Yeah.
But we don't. Did we use the by delegate? Oh no, we haven't. Or at least not here.
Just replace with by and that's it. The equals with by and it will work.
Cool. And then we have to remove this. I think that's it. Anything else? Over here. And
Now
let's get it.
you have to modify the expanded from val to var.
Look at that. Cool. And then in here, this is going to be up. Up. Cool. I'll do this for now because this is getting crazy. And yeah, I wonder if you can, I guess you can modify the can you modify the content description for this?
Yeah, that's a string.
No, like, well, obviously you can modify it, but I'm saying, like, can you modify it based on the expansion?
Yes, for that you have to use semantics. It's a modifier. But
I mean, we don't have to do it right now, but
yeah, but for instance, the icon button, if you do after the size modifier, you can type in semantics.
oh, right here.
No, on top. It's a modifier. Dot semantics.
Oh, gotcha. That's
Yes.
semantics.
Yeah. So there, type in label equals. If expanded, you can type it.
Wait, label.
I think it's label or content, or try content description.
I don't know if it's realizing what I'm trying to do. Or maybe it's trying to import it. Oh, yeah, it does have it, yeah.
Okay, so now you do the same thing. If expanded, the content description will be expanded. Or if not, is collapse.
Gotcha. Okay. That's cool. That's good to know. And then does this override it if I have it down here? Or not really?
You have to, the semantics, if you do add parentheses, it will tell you it has a property called merge the sentence that you have to add true.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, merge the sentence.
So type it like this: semantics.
Has to be something like that, right?
Yeah, you pass through there.
All right, cool.
So now it will ignore the content description that you have down there, and it will read this.
All right, so that's cool to know. Definitely some cool stuff there.
Pero what is that semantics modifier for?
That for accessibility. When you're using TalkBack,
Oh,
Yes,
That's a whole another level.
that's
How I use it? Yeah, how I use it yet?
world.
First time I see it, to be honest.
It's very complicated. If you, I mean, not that complicated, but
Yeah,
it's there are a lot of that's a whole new world.
yeah. No. Okay, I check that out.
All right, cool. So it seems like that might be it. Oh, the only thing that I do see that it's the icon size is huge. So I'm gonna go ahead and just remove this. Or if I remove it, it'll default, right, to whatever the size is of the atom.
Yeah, the default I think is 4080p.
Yeah, that's huge. Okay. So
It's not
maybe
huge.
not.
That's the default touch target.
I know, obviously, I know, but what I'm saying,
It's not huge.
it's
I
not huge.
dare you to say that.
Well, I'm only saying that because it's huge for the preview that I'm trying to look at right now. I would say that that's fine, obviously, but the only thing is that taking a look at this, right, at this screen, what I want to do is actually push the icon to the right. I guess, of whatever the sizing is. So I'm wondering if that has something to do with the actual like gravity of the icon itself, or or if it's just sharing the space here with hello.
Depending of how you have the hello and the icon.
Right. This is
It's within
inside the row.
it's on the row. Okay,
Right.
but you can add to the icon itself. You can add the modifier align, so you can align only the button to the end of a column.
Right. So here you get add the actual modifier for aligning, essentially.
yeah, because the icon button is within the scope of a column.
Right.
So you can add another modifier there that will be called align on top of one click. Oh, that's good.
Alignment, and then that'll be it's center. No, not center. To the what's it called? End. Center end.
Yeah, it could be. And I always get confused with this. Sometimes it just important because there are several alignment properties. So sometimes it's row, sometimes it's for a box, sometimes it's for a column. So it's a little bit.
I'm not gonna worry about that.
What you could do is wrap the icon button in a box and then use alignment for the box. So
Pablo, you're
Also-
asking order composable. You don't need.
Wait, what's up? What's up?
But Pedro, in the case of composable, it's not like views. When you add one view, it's
I
unnecessary.
know.
Yeah, I know you do it. I got.
You do the right way, Pablo.
Nice.
Let's try to find it out.
Yeah, what are you saying?
Also, in back in the older lab, in creating columns and rows, if you do a control find for weight, basically the weight is the secret. Because
the weight, I love weight. Yeah, it's a nice property. You can play with it.
Yeah, if you do a control find, if you go back to the lab.
Yeah, let me go back real quick.
Oh, but wait. We have the icon button is in the row, and we have a column. So the icon button is outside of a column. So now we have the column.
Oh, it's all in the row. Yeah.
Yeah, it's already weighted to 1F. So you should push entire content. What I think you have to do is the row. Can you go scroll up a little bit?
Yeah.
So the surface that we have. Okay, the surface is. I think the surface should fill width in the add modifier at the in line 113 at the end.
Right.
Fill width. Fill max width.
That's rendering. Didn't change it.
Also, Aldo, I think you can touch the elements and it outlines you in the preview.
Yeah, do that to see, because I'm
Yeah, because from
Oh, what is this?
exactly what's
Oh,
going
Oh,
on.
bro, look at this.
your
Yeah,
fault,
that's
Aldo.
spaghetti. Spaghetti. Okay, don't worry
What's
about
going
that.
on there?
That's
Don't
why,
worry about
Aldo, that's why.
that. Don't worry about that.
So yeah, that's another way for us to visually see what's going on in our layout.
All right, so let's put it now accessible. 48 dp. Let's do it.
It is already 40.
No, it was at 24. You see? Come on, man. Now it's at 40.
Mhm.
All right, so now we run it. It should do what we want it to do. Let's see.
Aldo, can you check something, because there's an interactive preview there.
Where?
If you hover over the composable preview,
Let
there's
me.
some buttons.
Oh yeah, all this.
The last one is. Oh, look, there's the animation.
Yeah, I just saw it right now. This one.
Yeah, start animation preview. There it is. I was looking for it. Okay, so
Oh, we get to stop it.
yeah, no, stop that one. Choose the last icon that says interactive, or the middle, I don't know. Hover over and see. That's run preview. No, that will run the preview.
Oh, interactive.
Yeah. That one. Yeah.
Well, we would want it for this, right? So that we can collapse them.
No, just.
Or we can do it here too.
Do the single element.
Okay, cool. So if we were to click this, right? Oh wait, is it doing it? Oh yeah, it's trying to. It just doesn't know. Or maybe I didn't set it up properly. Let's see.
I think the icon doesn't. Oh no, yeah. The on-click listener is nothing. You don't have.
Yeah. We don't even set the. Yeah, you're right. So we're not even using this right now. The expanded. Like we're not modifying it.
The only thing you have to do is click is change.
Expanded equals.
Not expanded.
Oops, expanded. All right, let's run that preview, or does it update automatically? Rendering.
It should allow you to.
Yeah, it's rendering still. Let's see. And yeah, Sam, I'll give you the recording. I'll put it in the meetup group afterwards. Oh wait, the text. All right, cool. So this right here. Yeah. Okay. So this text specifically, we only want to show if it's expanded. So can we? I mean, what would be the best way to do this? Because I mean, I could think of us setting the text depending on the expanded state, but
wrap it in an if else.
Same thing.
Or only you can do if expanded, true. If expanded, that's it. That's the only thing you have to do to wrap that text.
But okay, cool. And then you would put that on the actual text composable itself, like outside of that?
Yes. Just type in if expanded.
Yeah.
That's it. Nothing else. So it will only show if expanded is true.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, cool. So let's take a look. Well, I should update automatically once it renders. Yep. Beautiful. Look at that. All right, let's run the actual device. Take a look at it. All right. So the onboarding. And yeah, it's showing. Oh, it crashed. It crashed. Let's take a look at that crash.
Did you set a negative padding value by any chance?
No. Wow.
Yeah, that would have been funny if you said that.
Can you imagine?
A negative value.
Let's take a look. Choreographer. Composer. Padding must be not what?
What?
Where?
I told you had a padding, a negative.
No, wait. I was making fun of people that did that.
Why do you do that, Aldo? Why?
When that happens?
It's going to 0. So is it because of the spring animation that it goes like?
Maybe, yeah.
If I set it, I mean, I don't know how low it would be.
Yeah. Let's change the spring.
Yeah, I'll change. You mean this right here? Like the actual. What did they even say about that now? Not thinking about it. Animating. Let me see. Over here, they talked about it. No, that's not it. Physical properties, blah, blah, blah. Oh, right here. We're also making sure that padding is never negative. Oh, right here.
But it's
Coerce at least. Yeah.
course at least.
Which makes sure that it never goes below that. All right, cool. So that's for the column. Let's take a look.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, this thing is laggy. What's going on?
It's where you're using the extra padding function.
Right. Right.
There it is in
There.
121.
Why is this happening? All right, so my keyboard decided to not want to do anything. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab it from here because I can't type right now. This right here. Yeah. Grab that. I literally cannot type, but I could go back and forth by alt tabbing. Not even. Okay. So let me do this. Paste. Beautiful. All right. So that should do it, hopefully. Let me rerun it. Boom. Boom. Perfect. No crashes. And it retains the state. Awesome. So that's pretty much it for that. I think we wrapped up everything. Oh, wait, no, we didn't. What else did they want us to do? Oh, this is what they actually went through, I guess. And I see here the expanded. That's what we were talking about, the content description. What else? What else? They're just talking about the different things that you could do, like cart colors, animate content size, etc. Cool. So yeah, it sounds like we completed this code lab. Any final questions that we could Google or I guess respond if we know?
So I use the animation on different composables, like different parts of the code. So I tried using it in the row, which is the original place where they're using it. Then I tried using it in column, and I also tried using it in the card itself. So I realized that in the card it behaves differently.
Really?
So yeah, it springs differently. It's like a different way of springing. But in the other ones, it's kind of similar. Row and column, it works pretty similar. So
even though they said the same one, yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking that because all of the composables that are containing other composables are affected differently because of the hierarchy. So in my mind, I'm thinking the hierarchy has something to do with it.
Well, I can't answer that, but I could probably we could probably try it out and see what it looks like, and then maybe Pedro and Pablo have any idea. If not, we could Google.
No I don't know.
But we could Google it. Let me see. So you're basically saying that card animation.
So if you copy and paste it, like that same exact animate content size that they have in there.
Let me copy this.
Code,
actually, yeah. I'll just copy the whole code.
No, there's definitely something true, no, about what Biz is saying, that the whole pattern stuff, if you get a modifier from somewhere else, it might have, it might contain something already that affects your, the layout.
That's true. That's true. It has different.
So maybe the card adds some stuff in it, and then what you get, the modifier you get, has already some properties affected. They call it modifier propagation something. I read the other day some report about that. Somebody complaining about something that wasn't looking the way it should look, and somebody replied that some modifiers, they inherit some properties from somewhere. Let's call that transfer. They transferred from one to one, but
Yeah,
yeah,
that makes sense. Each composable has its own configs and modifiers and things like that.
So here the greeting would change to that. So I'm going to comment this out because this is what we had before. And this would change to this. And then it would call card content. Are we missing anything down here? Filled.
Oh, you have to
Add the
import.
string.
You have to add the update the Gradle file with the if you go back to the
Yeah, I saw it
code
here.
lab,
I think.
yeah, it'll
right
show
here.
you which
The,
implement. Yeah,
the material icons. That's
Extended.
extended icons. Yeah.
Yes, yes. I'll just put it down here. Simplicity. And then what version is it?
No, just type in 1.0.0 and then update it to the latest. That's all what I always do.
Huh. Interesting. Hacky. I like it. Okay. There.
That way I don't have to remember what is the latest version of
That's cool.
dependency.
that is really cool. Actually, that's where I had that problem. I had to go Google what is the latest, and then I actually found 1.4.3 and put it in there.
Now you know a trick. 1.0.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't have to do all that Googling.
All right, so still indexing all that stuff. And then once it finishes, we'll just go ahead and import that and then see what it looks like. You probably won't be able to see the same animation, but I can tell more or less what the difference is. So let's go ahead and put that in and then expand it. Cool. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and run it. Oh, I'm able to use my keyboard now. I just noticed. I don't know what that was.
Hey Aldo, what do you use for that? The icon, where the Gradle build running is. Is that like a custom?
Neon Cat? What you know about that?
Oh, okay.
I got you. Yeah, that's a custom, I think, theme that I had set up. I don't know where it is.
Funny man.
Yeah, I asked them the same thing on the first
plugins.
time that
Oh, really?
You're the second person. I don't know if you're the second, but I actually asked them the same plugin.
Here it is.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Neon Progress bar.
All right. Nice.
Don't worry. I'll link you. I know you want it.
Cool. Thank you.
That's a take a look.
It's only on the build Gradle, or you chose up somewhere else?
No, it's only on the build Gradle.
Oh,
yeah. And then I'm just using the new beta theme that they released for everything else.
Oh,
yeah, the spring is intense on the card.
Yeah, you realize that? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why, but it springs harder.
Exactly. Yeah, it behaves differently when you place it in different.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it looks nice, so I do like it, but I didn't know that would make a difference, even with the same modifiers and everything. So cool. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll go ahead and stop the recording now. Let's see.